Dr. M. Amara Selvam, Head of Department of Automobile Engineering, to deliver the welcome address.
Very good morning, Honorable President here. Today and tomorrow, we are going to conduct a workshop on Foundry technology. It is a common topic for School of Mechanical and Construction Engineering. Especially in our automobile engineer, we are making automobile parts like piston ring, valves by using this Foundry technology. So it is very useful to our automobile engineering students. So we are arranging this workshop especially for you. Today afternoon, we are arranging the hands-on session of this workshop in our Polytechnic College. First of all, I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Then I welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir for this function. Then I welcome Dr. K.C. Vora, Senior Deputy Director, ARA Academy. He is going to deliver a presentation on workshop Foundry technology. I welcome you, sir. Then I welcome Economic Department, Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Manimaran. I welcome you, sir. Then I welcome my dear colleagues and finally I welcome my dear students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, hereby I welcome our Vice Chancellor, sir, to deliver the inaugural address.
Very good morning, friends. Good morning. My respects and honors to the great visionary, our founder, President, Founder Chancellor, Colonel Professor Dr. V. Rangarajan, and Madam Sekutala Rangarajan. Today's our well-wisher, mentor, and member of the highest academic body of our university, academic council member, and a person who is consistently, continuously guiding our MTech programs in automobile engineering. Such a distinguished advisory member, well-wisher, today's resource person, Dr. K.C. Vora, Senior Deputy Director of Automobile Research Association of India. Welcome, sir. My dear heads of the departments, faculty members, sweet children, welcome you all for the 2 days workshop in Foundry technology. Really, I surprised to see Dr. K.C. Arora being in the highest position in AR, AI, and today we take up this workshop. This workshop is very laborious, not only involves a lot of intellectual skills and simultaneously it is laborious workshop. I really appreciate, sir, because of your interest, particularly in the Well-Tech University, to enrich our young students in the area of Foundry. It is really fortunate for all of you having this workshop, hand-on experience. These 2 days is really a value-added program. I think it is very rare to have such opportunity. And think in due course of time this foundry will be made a part of your laboratory curriculum, and it is very important for the mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, aeronautical engineering, and also civil engineering, because this is one area, you know, this complicated components is possible only through casting, thereafter machining. Of course, today, because of computer numerical control, the complicated components can be machined, and also retrofitting, that is 3D printing technology, is now upcoming. Due course of time, it may replace, but it is not possible because of involvement of the material which is not able to get through the 3D printing. The casting, because the technology was adopted since decades, and it is one of the initial manufacturing technology. Still, there is a lot of complication involved in the foundry. Even today, 100% acceptance is not possible in any automated foundry industry also. And without blowholes we never have during our study times, because we have the foundry as one part of the workshop laboratories, because we need to do at least 6 to 7 models with different patterns, different complications. The sand also is very costly, the mixing and proportionate mixing, and we have the pattern make is the first challenge. After pattern making, depending on the complication of the component, we have to a segment type or 2 ops, or maybe the design of riser and sprue and runner is very complicated, because unless you specialize in this, you do not know the complication. Lot of research is going on, still we cannot able to reduce the complication. And my dear students, I think some of you might have visited the foundry shops, and after this workshop, I request the heads of the department to take you foundry industries. Here in Chennai, there are many foundry industries. You please spend at least one full day. And also those who are interested, you can take the internship. And this is the area where you can progress towards the future career. Once again, I thank our distinguished guest for taking up this very tedious, highly skilled and very important workshop. Please pay full attention, and you know a lot of the technology involved in making of the molding for making the castings. Good luck to all of you, all the best. I thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity. Jai Hind.
Now, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. K.C. Vora, Senior Deputy Director, ARI Pune, to deliver the address.
Thank you, my friends on the stage, faculty, students. I'm very happy to be here. Whenever I'm with students, I'm very happy because I always feel young when I'm with students. So there is a saying which says that I hear and I forget. If I hear something, I forget faster. Like in a classroom, in a four walls. If I see, I remember. So if the teacher shows me some video or some pictures or some figures, then I remember it. And if I do it, I understand it. So I repeat, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. So until you do it yourself, you will not assimilate that knowledge 100%. So maybe if you are in a classroom and you listen to the faculty, you will learn only 20% out of what is the knowledge is. But if he shows you figures, pictures, videos, then you will learn 50% of it. But when you go to the lab and do it actually, so today we are going to do the foundry and the casting with our own hands, then you will learn faster, maybe you will learn 80%, 90% of it. And still 10% is something which you will never learn, which is a lifelong learning. So even today, I will learn something, today all of my faculty will also learn something. Everyone is in the learning stage, so life is full of learning, it never ends. And that remaining 10% we will keep on searching and learning. So today I will request all of you to fully concentrate in the practical part of it. So I will have just lecture till lunch, and after lunch we would go to the polytechnic and we'll do hands-on training. So I want you guys to be able to make your hands dirty with sand by making a mold, making by pouring the casting molten metal. So we will melt the metal, we'll pour the metal, we'll solidify the metal, and we'll see how your product is coming out. So that's what is my wish. So let's see how we do it. And I wish you all the best. I thank Caltech University to give me a chance to demonstrate this quantum technology to all of you. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Mr. S. Shekhar and handle over this inaugural session to him as he will deliver the vote of thanks to us.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, heads of departments, my dear faculty members, dear students, good morning to one and all. I thank the management for giving the necessary permission for conducting this 2 days workshop on foundry technology. On behalf of automobile and mechanical departments, I thank our beloved Vice Chancellor sir, Director Academics and Director R&D for the support and encouragement for organizing this workshop. I thank Dr. Vora, Senior Deputy Director, and also the foundry expert, Tribhuvan Javed, for sparing their valuable time for this workshop. I thank one and all for coordinating towards this organizing of this workshop. Thank you very much.
All of you can hear the last page, can you hear me? Okay. So we are going to talk on foundry technology. And when we say foundry technology, that means there is something which is heated up, there is something which is melted, there is something which is poured in a pattern or in a mold, and then it solidifies, and then you get a big lump of piece which you can machine and use it. Right? So in our daily day-to-day life, we use a lot of casting. Casting is one method of production. We also use forging. Like the turning rod is made out of forging, a piston is made out of casting. A crankshaft is made out of forging. A flywheel, casting. So first question you will ask yourself is what is the material, and second question is what is the manufacturing process. So we may have an aluminum alloy which is generally casted. We may have a cast iron from the name aluminum alloy which is also cast. There may be some material which may be casted also and forged also. So today we will concentrate in foundry technology, which is basically casting. So this casting was used long back as soon as the fire was invented. So when you rub two stones, flint, the fire was produced long back, and they used to use this fire to drive away the animals or to cook the food. And then they thought that we need to make some big pieces, some strong pieces like stone, and that's how they started doing casting. So the first thing which was casted was an iron. So they started casting iron, and then they made tools out of them, which can be used for hunting. So that's from 5000 to 3000 BC. From those periods, the casting has been used. I am sure in your first year you must have done a small project on smithing. You have done it? You have it or you don't have it? Yeah. So you must be having carpentry. No carpentry? So if you say like this and then say yes sir, then it is very confusing. Like this is yes sir. Right? Like this is no sir. Fine. Okay. So you have carpentry, you have fitting. What is fitting? No, that's not fitting. Fitting is like you first put some dots, make a line, and then cut them, right? So that's fitting. Right. And then you have a lathe machine where you do machining. Right? So these are all manufacturing processes. One of the processes was smithing. So have you done this practical smithing? No, right? No. So in my colleges we used to do this thing. So what we will do is we take an iron bar and then we will heat that red hot and then we'll put it in a nail die and then we'll hit them from the top. So when it is ready, it will become like a nail, a big nail. And that is called smithy. So smithy is nothing but an initial stage of forging. It's not casting. Because the material is there, you just heat that and give a shape. So that's a forging. So today we will see more about casting. Castings have various processes. So there is sand casting, there is die casting, there is investment casting. All this casting process we will study today, but practical we will be doing only sand casting. So let's talk about sand casting. In a sand casting, we generally use very casting. It could be a very small size or it could be a very large size. And production quantity may vary from just one piece to million of pieces. Right? Next. So let's look at this typical casting. It's a sand casting. It is weighing around 680 kg for an air compressor. So this is also made by sand casting. Next. So let's look at certain terms for the casting. So there is something called pattern, something called molding material, flask. I'm going to explain this later on, but I'll just tell you the names. The core, the drag, the runners, next, gates, parting lines, draft, casting. So these are the various words you will see. We will come back to each of these words to explain. So let's look at this picture and let's take more time to look at the picture. So today you are going to see this actually and you are going to make this actually. So this whole unit together is called flask, and this flask is made out of two pieces, the top piece and the bottom piece. This is basically a box of a pizza or a box of a cake, right? You have seen such box. So this is made out of steel. So we have a steel box. The bottom part of the box is called drag, and the top portion of the box is called core. It's called drag. You can just remember that drag, and you can drag that box wherever you want, right? So the bottom part is drag, the top part is core. So first you take a drag. You don't take the core initially, you only take the drag, put it on the floor or put it on the platform. So today we are going to put it on the platform, the polytechnic, and then you have to put sand. So maybe up to this portion you add sand. So this sand is called mold sand, M-O-U-L-D, mold sand. Now how do you make this sand? It is not a simple sand, it is sand which is used for making mold, and in that you can add a bit of water and a bit of clay. Why do we add clay? Yeah, so that the sand particles stick to each other and then it becomes one substance, so that when you pour the molten metal, it doesn't disintegrate. So very good. I will expect you guys to answer this. So we use a sand here with some water and some clay. We'll see how much percentage. In case we don't want to use clay, we can use resin. So there are more technology which is becoming better and better. We can use resin. So once we put half of the sand here, then we put a pattern. What is a pattern? Pattern is a replica of the object which you want to make. So that pattern will give you the shape and size. So for example, if you have a key, and if you press that key in sand, it will give the shape of a key, right? So that key can become a pattern for you, and then whatever shape has been created, if you pour molten metal and solidify, that will also look like key. So it's very easy for you to imagine. Just put a key, press the key, that means the sand will have that shape. And then if you pour molten metal, the key, you will get another key. So getting another key is the main object, which is called the casting. And using the first key to make number of keys, the first key is called a pattern. So pattern is something which you create once. It can be made out of wood, it can be made out of steel, and then use it again and again to create that impression. And once you get that hollow piece, then you can pour and prepare more cast. So once you place the pattern, and then you put the sand everywhere, then if required you can remove the pattern, and once you remove the pattern from the drag, you get a cavity like this. This cavity is called mold cavity, right? So a cavity is being created. Now if you imagine that you want a pipe or a tube or a cylinder which is having some thickness. So this is the outer diameter of the cylinder, this is the inner diameter of the cylinder. So how will you create a hollow cylinder? Yeah, but then I will create a bar. I want to create a cylinder, I want to create a hollow cylinder. So what do I put inside where the molten metal does not flow? So that is what is called as core. The difference between the core and the sand is, the sand is very soft, whereas the core is very hard. So when you pour the molten metal, the core does not melt, it remains there only. So the core is harder, this is a core, which is also a type of sand, and then this is the sand. This core is much harder than this sand, but this core is very brittle. So if you add a core, you have two ways to remove that core once the molten metal is poured. That is to chisel it and remove it outside. Maybe I can make a small hole here and remove the core. That is one method, or the core will disintegrate. So most of the time we create holes from where we can chisel out this core, and then what we get at the end is a hollow portion. So the core is used to prepare a hollow. So we are still at this stage where we have a drag. The scope is still not fitted. So we have created a cavity with the help of the pattern. Then we remove the pattern and we put a core here. Similarly, I use a cope. The cope is used in an inverted fashion. That means this cope, I will invert it this way and keep it in the reverse direction and do the same process what I did for the trick, because the cope is a mirror image of the drag. So there also I put a pattern, I put the sand, I put the pattern, create the impression and then remove the pattern. Once that is ready, then I slowly lift that coke and put it on the floor. Then it becomes one piece. So there are different methods. In one method, you prepare the coke separately, you prepare the rag separately, and then put them together, which becomes a flask. Or you can, right from beginning, you can put the coke on the drag and do the entire assembly. Okay. So go back to this. So once you do this, you will see that there are some other part items, like there is a riser, there is a runner, there is a screws, and there is a cup. So quickly let us see what is that, and then we go back and look at those separately. So you see there is a pouring cup. By the word pouring itself, you can make out that you are going to pour the molten metal from there. So this is all sand. This is sand, this is sand, this is sand, and here also we have sand. So when you pour the molten metal, the sand will remain there, the pour will remain there. So what is the area which will get filled up? Whatever is hollow. So this will get filled up with molten metal, this will get filled up with molten metal, this will also get filled up with molten metal, and all this area. The one which is shaded, which is slightly colored, is our final object. What we want is, we want a cylindrical piece which has one diameter here, D1, capital D1, and another diameter here, capital D2, and an internal diameter called small d1. Right? Are you clear what I am asking? This is our object which we want to make, which has one OD, second OD, and one ID. So now let's imagine that we have the sand around, we have the core here, and we have a hollow portion throughout. Here. So when I pour the molten metal from the cup, the vertical portion is called screws, and the horizontal portion which takes the molten metal to far away distance is called runner. So screws and runner with the cup on the top is the area through which the molten metal is poured, and it flows towards the desired product, that is flows towards the mold. Is that clear? The runner and screws, is that clear? So runner is horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. And screws is horizontal or vertical? Vertical. So whenever you have a vertical passage which takes the molten metal, it's called screws, and whenever you have a horizontal passage, it's called runner. Now I can have so many castings together. So instead of making one hollow cylinder, I can make 2, 3 in the same coke and drag if the box is bigger. Right? So you can have one pizza in a box, or you can even have 2 pizza in a box. So if I order 3 pizza, why not I have everything in the same box and save 2 boxes? Same thing you can think here, you can have more material. So if we have a big box with 3 objects of our design, then you can connect them internally, then those connections are called gates. So you have a runner, you have screws, and you have gates. Thank you. Can anyone guess? Just raise your hand. If you have an answer, please. Yeah. What does it do? Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. So you are somewhere near the answer. Some more answer? What is the use of the riser? To remove the excess amount of molten metal. Okay, very near to the answer. Yeah, please. To avoid? Okay, very good. So you have learned this subject? You have learned this subject in the manufacturing? Very good. So when you pour the molten metal, so this is in first year, second year, or third year? Second and third year. What is the subject called? So when you pour the molten metal is very hot, right? The molten metal is very hot. When you pour the molten metal in the mold, so slowly the temperature is going to go down. As the temperature goes down, that solid will shrink or it will expand. My question is, once we pour it, once it solidifies, will it shrink or will it expand? It will shrink? It will not expand? It will shrink. It will shrink. So whenever any liquid is solidified, it shrinks, right? So it would shrink, and when it shrinks, you require some additional material to get it. So you have a riser. A riser is like a buffer that whenever there is anything less or more, the riser will take care. So if you pour some more metal, suppose by mistake you pour some more metal and everything gets better, then where will that additional material go? It will ooze out from there, and in the process there will be bubbles. There will be vapors or bubbles, and then this casting which we are going to create will have voids inside it, and when you push it, it may break. So the quality of the casting will go down. To avoid that quality to go down, or to avoid any pores within the casting, we have a riser which will take care of the shrinkage. So now how do you know that this is full? So if required, you can have a hole here. So the risers are blind or the risers are open. If the riser is open, and if I pour from here, it gets into this. When this is full, you have to ensure that the top of the riser is higher than the top of the product. So when it gets full, when this gets fully filled up, then the molten metal will start moving upwards. And then you can see from the top that it is now coming upwards. That means I need to stop pouring. So when the molten metal comes here, and the molten metal comes till here, then you stop pouring. But if you pour more, then there is no way by which the molten metal can escape. So this will ooze out, and you come to know that now I need to stop. Once you stop, there could be a shrinkage here, and when there is a shrinkage here, then whatever molten metal is here, it will go down. So this will slightly come down. So thus, a riser will take care of the shrinkage. We don't want shrinkage to happen because we have decided that I want this OD1 and this OD2. If it shrinks, then the diameter will reduce. Then that material is of no use. That product is of no use to me. So to take care. Pardon? If the liquid will
not shrink.
So it shrinks when it gets solidified. So there is a very fast process that as the molten metal is poured, the temperature goes down, and as the temperature goes down, it starts getting solidified. So first, the center gets solidified. First, this part gets solidified. Then this part gets solidified. Then this part gets solidified, and so on. So this is still in a molten state. So this will fill up whenever it shrinks. So as soon as it solidifies, it will partly shrink. Again, the liquid will come in, and so on. So by the time everything solidifies, there is no shrinkage. All the material is there inside. So that's how you get a solid phase without any pore. Fine. So we go ahead. Now once the casting is done, you keep it for some time for it to allow it to solidify. Once you are sure that it has solidified, it depends on the different type of material which you have used, which takes time to solidify. Then you slowly, this pocket like are connected from there, they are pinned there, so you slowly open the spoke portion, and you will see that this is solidified. But along with that solidification, you get this also and this also. So you remove that, and you cut this piece from here. You cut it from here, and then this becomes the product of your use, and this is of no use. This can be recycled. Correct? So now this process of cutting and then making its surface which is stronger is called fettling. Fettling and short spinning. So these are some of the processes which we will go through the slides one by one. So is the entire process understood? The entire foundry process of casting is understood, right? So now let's go back and look at the terms. The mold cavity, combination of mold material and core. So we already saw the mold made out of sand and the core which is also made out of sand, but core is much brittle and stronger. Riser, an additional void in the mold that provides additional material to the compensate for shrinkage. We saw that. Then a gating system, that means network of channels that deliver the molten metal to the mold. So there can be 3-4 molds and or 3-4 products, then the gating system would be used. The pouring cup, which is on the top portion of the gating system that controls the delivery of the metal. Screws, the vertical portion of the gating system. Runner, the horizontal portion of the gating system. Gates are control entrances. So that means the combination of runner, screws, cup are all gates. Parting line that separates the scope and the drag. So this is a parting line. The draft, angle or temper of a pattern that allows the easy removal of the casting from the mold. So if you see this, you see there is a slight angle this way, right? There is an angle like this. If I want to exaggerate, it is like this. So when the pattern has to be removed, if you keep this straight, then there is a possibility that this straight line will get damaged. So we keep an angle so that it is very easy for the pattern to come out. Later on, anyhow, we are going to machine this part. So that's called the draft. The angle or taper of a pattern that allows the removal of casting from the mold very easily. And finally the casting. So the casting has a one, it is two meaning. The casting is a process, the foundry process is also called casting, and the final casted piece is also called casting. So the casting is describes both the process and the product when molten metal is poured in vertical. Is that clear? The entire process is called casting, and once the product is ready, then that piece is also called casting. Now let's quickly run through whatever I explained. The first part is making the mold, that means use a pattern and make a mold, that means create a cavity. And the design must be such that it must take care of the desired shape, size, shrinkage, right? And you can decide whether you want to use a temporary core or a permanent core. A temporary core will be made out of resin and sand, and a permanent core would be used for, could be like steel core. But generally we use sand core. The next is the melting process. So we will see today how aluminum alloy is melted. So you require a furnace to melt this. You also require some air, so a blower which will give air, and the air will have how much percent of oxygen? Yeah, around 21% of oxygen. So that oxygen will help the coal in the furnace to burn, and that will give heat to the aluminum alloy, and the aluminum alloy will melt. Then that aluminum alloy which is melted in a furnace needs to be removed and poured in the screws or in the cup. For pouring you require, there could be something like ladle, or the furnace must be tiltable. So once I tilt the furnace, I can collect it in a ladle, and then from the ladle I can pour it in the mold. So that's the pouring technique which we will see today. Then the solidification process. Once the pouring is done, the shrinkage is taken care, and after some time this molten metal is solidified and we get the casting ready. Then the mold removal, so you open the cope and drag and use this casting, and finally we clean, finish and inspect. So we cut those runners and risers, and we do a fettling process, if required, we do a grinding process, and if required, we wash it, and then send it for machining and inspection. So that's the last process of the foundry technique. So now let's go back. We talked about sand. How do we make the cavity, and how do we use a core, and how do we use a pattern? So the process, if I do it, want to show it in a block diagram, then I take sand and I prepare that sand to make mold, and using a pattern. So I need to make a pattern, I need to make a core, and I need to prepare sand. So core only if you require something hollow you use core, otherwise you don't use core. So make core separately, make pattern separately, and then once the pattern and core are ready, then you prepare the sand with the cope and drag, and then make the mold with the help of all these three. Once the mold is ready, then you melt the material, pour it, solidify it, remove it from the sand mold, then clean it and send it for inspection. Clear? So these are some of the pictures. Like this is the part which I want. This is the cope and drag. So prepare the cope separately, prepare the drag separately, and then join them together here. You can also have a core box in which you can make the core separately. So the cores will look like this. It could be one piece or it could be two piece. And then finally you get the casted piece, and then you can ship this casted piece in market. So we talked about the pattern. A pattern is generally made out of wood, but it can be also made out of metal, plastic, and also wax. So this is how a pattern looks like. This is a wooden. It can be colored to just show that this is used for a parting line, or this is a part of gating system. This is in one piece. This is in two piece. That is the one piece. That means you put the cope and drag together and put this pattern and put the sand around it, or you have a separate cope and separate drag, and half portion will be this, half portion will be that, and then you put them together. Or you can have a plate in between, or you can have both of them with two different plates, and then you can again use one for cope, one for drag, and then join them together. So that's how a pattern is used in different ways. Then we talked about the core. The core is a full-scale model of the interior surface of the part. So whatever hollow portion you want, that which is hollow will be solid here, so that the molten metal will not get poured in that area. Now, can you imagine that you have a core? How are you going to hold that? So here in this picture you saw that you make a core slightly bigger so that it can be held. But you will see that this is cantilever. The core is this way, it may try to sag, it may try to fall down. Then how do you keep this distance and this distance same? How do you do that? Yeah, anything, but suppose you have support below, you need to put some support here so that it can later on become a part of this piece. So that material is called chaplet. So it says they require support to hold it in the position in the mold cavity during pouring called chaplet. So I will show you a typical chaplet like this. And then this chaplet can become the part of the casted piece itself if the material is same. So this is how a typical chaplet looks like. And this is how the entire runner, riser, core, drag, screws, cup, entire looks like. And you can see this is the sand and this is the core. And finally what you get out of that is this product, a hollow piece with two ODs and one ID. Okay. So from a mold, what you expect is the strength, The permeability, because there may be some hot gases released when you pour the molten metal, so these hot gases must not remain in the material, it must get into the sand. So sand will absorb all this hot and hence it has to be slightly porous, which is known as permeability. Then the thermal stability, at the same time the sand must not disintegrate. The molten metal must not enter the sand. It must not crack. The collapsibility, the ability to give way and allow casting to shrink without cracking the casting. And reusability. Can we reuse this sand? Yes, we can reuse this sand. So the most important sand for using foundry purpose is called silica sand, which is made out of SiO2, and it has good refractory properties, it has small grain size, and you can vary the grain size. You can also use binder. As I told you that if the sand is 90% and water is 3%, then clay would be around 7% to bind the sand. If you don't want to use sand, then you can use organic resins and organic binders. So there are different types of sand. One is called a green sand mold, one is called a dry sand mold, and third is a skin dried mold. In a green sand mold, you take a fresh piece of sand mold, and in a dry sand mold, you use organic binder instead of clay, and then it is baked. So it is heated to a certain temperature so that it becomes stronger. It becomes totally dry, the water gets evaporated and it becomes stronger. Whereas in this case, today we are going to use green sand. Today after lunch for our practical, we are going to take sand, we are going to add clay, we are going to add water, and then we will use our hand to put it in the soap and dry, and hence it's a green sand. We are not going to dry the sand, or we are not going to bake the sand. And in the third process, you make a green sand, and only the skin portion is dry, the entire thing is not dry. That's how you can save some money in that. So there are advantages and disadvantages of all this process. Basically, if you want a piece of a particular diameter, then you can directly get that diameter, you don't have to do any machining. But this could be very expensive. A sand casting is more expensive if you want to do mass production. So if you do mass production, you want to make 1,000 pieces, then you use die casting instead of sand casting. If you want to make 1 or 2 pieces, then you use investment casting, that is using wax. If you want to make 100 pieces, then you can make sand casting. If you want to make 1,000 pieces, then you have to use die casting. So we will see how a die casting looks like. So in the die casting, the pattern is cold chamber. We are not going to do this practical of die casting. Maybe some other time we will do a die casting also. So I'm just going to show you the picture. So this is a hot chamber die casting, where you can directly heat the molten metal here, and there is a plunger here. When the plunger goes down, it pushes the molten metal into the die. So this is a die. So instead of the mold, we have a die, and the molten metal can be heated here itself, and the heated molten metal can be pushed here. So how do we push it here? By pressurizing from the top. So this is like a plunger or a piston. The next picture you can see the plunger or the piston is gone down, and when it goes down, this will go and fill up this area. And once this is solidified, you get the piece. So this portion is the what you want. Same thing in the cold chamber. In the cold chamber, you don't heat the molten metal here, you heat somewhere else in the furnace. Then using a ladle, you bring it here, you pour the molten metal into this, and then you press the plunger in this direction so that everything gets into this. Right? So you can see how it is. So this is what we call it as a die casting. Die casting can be used for mass production, so because it can be done quickly and there is nothing gets dirty, there is no sand, there is no pattern around, so everything becomes neat and clean and faster. But then the dies are very costly. The major cost is of the die. So only if it's a mass production, you use die. Otherwise, you use pattern. So the steel becomes the mold for the die casting. So this is very good for mass production, but the only disadvantage is that it can be used for metal which melts faster. So here if you want to melt it, then you can use aluminum alloy. So we are going to use aluminum alloy today, but aluminum alloy can be sand casted also or die casted also. So it says that you can use zinc, tin and lead for hot chamber die casting, and for cold chamber die casting you can use aluminum alloy. So generally die casting is limited to metals with low melting points. The third casting is called investment casting, and that's all we are going to study 3. The investment casting is when you want a very good surface finish, then instead of a wooden pattern you use wax. The advantage is that when you pour the metal, molten metal, that time you don't remove this wax pattern, keep it there only, and then when you pour the molten metal, the wax will move ahead and come out first. So and that wax can be reused again and again. Only thing is you need some energy to make that wax pattern. And wooden pattern can be used again and again, the metal die can be used again and again, but the wax pattern can be used only once. And then you have to recreate the wax pattern. So it is called investment casting because you are reusing the wax. Say for example, you want to make 4 cups of this type, then this is a wax spruce, and then you can make 4 cups, and later on you can cut these cups after the solidification, and you get 4 such products. So you take like a 4-pen drive, you take this, you can put it with the refractory, put it inside, and then you can make 4 parts into one system. So then this is made out of wax, and then you can reverse this like this. You can reverse it, and then start. If once you heat it, the wax would come out, and after the wax comes out, again make it straight, and then pour the molten metal. Right? So you use a wax, and then by slightly heating it, the wax can be removed, and whatever void is created, in that you put the molten metal. The advantage with this is you get a very good surface, because when you use wax, you get a very good surface finish, and then when you pour the metal into this, your surface finish is extraordinary. So when you want low quantity, no mass production, and you want a very good surface finish, couple of parts, then you can use wax. For example, this is an aerofoil, and it is made by investment casting using wax. So this can be used. It is very expensive, but it can give a very good surface finish, but it cannot be used for mass production. So today we saw sand casting, investment casting, and die casting. Investment casting can be used for high temperature alloy, which gives you a very good surface finish, or die casting can give still better surface finish, but it is used for low temperature application, whereas a sand casting is used for high temperature application. So if you want cast iron, then you use sand casting, but the surface finish is not good. So each of this system has advantage, disadvantage, and based on that we take a decision based on a particular product and its manufacturing method and the materials. So after you finish the solidification, then you remove this and you need to do trimming. That means you cut off all those parts, remove the core, surface clean it, inspection, repair, heat treat, and so on. What is the time now? 1:45. So we have 15 minutes left, right? No? So shall we stop? But then we are not meeting again. The molten metal will not reach here at all. That is called misran. Or there could be some defects here, which is called cold shut, or there can be some vapor loss or globules, which are also defects, or you have not used the riser, and if you don't use the riser, then if there is any shrinkage, you can see the shrinkage on the top of that product. So these are some of the defects. Then what type of design considerations you can have, what type of tolerances you can have, what type of draft you can have, all those are discussed during the design stage. For example, the draft may be 1 degree. So when I said, I exaggerated, right? So the product is slightly like this. The draft will be 1 degree for sand casting and 2 or 3 degree for permanent mold process. So you can see the draft angle here. So this is straight, no draft angle. This is with 1 degree or 2 degree draft angle. Then it is very easy to lift it. Here when you try to lift it, the surface will get spoiled. So this is how the draft is given. Then the tolerance and the surface finishes are also important. So how do you decide the tolerance? So when you have the drawing of the product, you have to make a pattern drawing, and the pattern drawing will be there is a different tolerance in the product. Then you also, if you want to machine, then you have to give some machining allowance, and this machining allowance may vary from 1.5 and 3 mm. So by sand casting, I think if you don't get a very good surface finish, then I say I'll machine this, then you can radially increase 1.5 or 3 mm. So these are some of the shrinkage allowances which are suggested, and it varies from metal to metal. Then these are some of the machining allowances, and again that varies from metal to metal. For ferrous, non-ferrous, the shrinkage allowances are different. For non-ferrous, the shrinkage allowances are lower. For ferrous, the shrinkage allowances are higher. So that's all. Let's move on.